Life is all about energy exchange, and energy input. And life's full of energy. You have positive energy, negative energy, and the kind of energy you put out into the world will have a massive influence on whether or not you reach your full potential in your life. Now, we wake up full of energy, and the activities that we do on the day to day basis eventually piles up. So you can choose each day how you want to direct your energy and what kind of energy you put into the world. You can choose to be a negative, bitter, sour person and put out negative energy into the world. You can be positive and you can lift people up and choose to enlighten people's day and put out positive energy into the world. It's all your decisions, and the decisions you make end up compiling up and deciding whether or not you actually achieve anything of merit within your life. Now, oftentimes, most of us either don't know how to direct our energy in a positive direction, or we are putting our energy in the wrong areas. Most of you watching this video, most likely you are either going to school or you're working, one of the two. How could you possibly be putting your energy in the wrong place? You'll say, well, if I'm going to school, if I'm working, I'm putting my energy in the right places. Theoretically, yes. Now, if you are a person who's working a 9 to 5 job that they're working to pay the bills, and it's not something that they see as anything more than something to pay the bills, then I would describe that as a misput of energy. And the issue with that is you'll be doing that and you'll realize that you're incredibly unfulfilled throughout that process. So, what happens? You fulfill your obligations, you're putting in energy, but it's going into the wrong place. So, usually you're kind of like a dim light. You're a dim light going through life, doing the quote unquote things that they're supposed to do to get by and fill the cogs that society needs to be filled. And you come home and you'll realize, because you're a dim light going through the world, you have a bunch of energy. So that energy usually will get misplaced into something stupid. That's how addictions usually happen, because you're looking for a place to put all the energy that you have stored inside of you. You're looking for an outlet. Now, that's the negative energy that you could put out. Now, the other example to this is you could be going to school, going through your classes and whatnot, and the same situation, just like the 9 to 5 job, kind of just going through the motions, and you're just a dim light walking through the world. So, what happens? You'll get home from your class, come to your dorm or whatever, and potentially you'll binge video games for 6, 7 hours after class over the weekend, mindless drinking, partying, just a way to get all that energy out into the world. And eventually, if you go throughout life long enough like this, you end up far into it, realizing that you never actually achieved the full potential that you were born with. Now, the inverse of this is that there's positive things, there's positive energy that you could put out into the world. You could put that energy into starting a business, pursuing a passion, pursuing art, pursuing some sort of an instrument, pursuing a sport, getting really good at an activity or talent that you have, but you haven't harnessed it yet. There's plenty of other positive things that you can do other than binge drinking or opening up incognito mode. There's many things that you can put your energy that you're innately born with out into the world. But most people's problem is that they misdirect their energy. And the number one way to fix this is by being hyper aware of where you're putting your energy into all times. Throughout your day, when you go through your day, with each activity that you partake in, ask yourself, is this a proper use of my energy? Is this activity or is this action going to result in me putting out positive energy into the world or negative energy into the world? And if you believe that the activities and the actions that you're achieving throughout your day aren't fulfilling to you, that's when you have to pause and redirect. Because the number one reason for wasted potential is misplaced energy. And you have to really keep track of how much negative and positive energy you're putting out into the world and what are the causes for both positive and negative energy that you're putting out. For those of you watching, I want to ask you one question. What did you do today that really called for you to exert an exorbitant amount of energy? And was it positive energy that you put out, or was it negative energy that you put out? And then, depending on your answer, ask yourself, where could I have better placed my energy that would have been more useful for me in the short term and the long term? Because the longer you go through life, not self analyzing yourself at every moment, each day, the more likelihood it is that you're going to be putting out negative energy into the world without even realizing it. And the longer that goes on, your potential dwindles. And then sooner or later, before you even realize it, you'll be 55, opening up Incognito tab and wondering where all that time went. So I want you to ask yourself this question. What am I doing today and right now that's going to fulfill my potential and make me feel fulfilled as an overall person? And how can I sustain that for as long as possible, put out the best, most positive energy I can into the world? Because the more you do that each day, the closer you get to your full potential and the closer you get to massive achievement.